All right, today I have Zeke and Bo. What are we doing, guys?
We're getting chicks from the post office.
Yeah, and so it begins. We're going to get the babies. All right. The new chicks are here. So we've got our brooder all warmed up. And I'm trying to get the box open, but they're very secure. There we go. From our favorite hatchery, McMurray. So healthy. We've got a different kind of assortment this year. I think this is one of our Australorps. So we've already got the brooder nice and warm, but I'm going to show them where the water is by dipping their little beak in there. We'll do that with everybody. They're so little. Little dip. You don't want to dip.
Splash me.
Look at the water. Hey y'all, we wanted to take a second and give you a quick tour of our brooder setup. We have been doing this for about 10 years, and so our brooder has changed over time, trying to figure out what we like, what we don't like, all that. What we finally settled on is this 110-gallon stock tank. It provides enough surface area for the birds, and it's deep enough that once they get bigger, they're not going to fly out. We keep them in the house for about the first week. When we put them outside, we have a chicken wire top that I've made for it that we put over top of it to keep any critters out and such. When you brood chicks, they're going to need a supplementary heat source. We used one of the old-fashioned heat lamps. I know that these get a lot of hate online, but we have a hover brooder. I've tried the hover brooder. I've tried to love the hover brooder, and I just can't. The chicks just don't use it. They want the lamp. We add an extra clamp on the clamp of the heat lamps to make sure that it can't get knocked off, and we do tape down the cord just for safety's sake. So some other things you're going to need when you are brooding chicks is you're going to need some kind of bedding in the brooder. One, it's so that they don't slip around, because the plastic bottom of this would not be nice for them, but also this is where they're going to poop, and so you need something that's going to absorb that. We use pine shavings. They work really well, and we will just add to this for the few weeks that they're in here, and so that the level will come up, and that's fine. You don't have to clean them out. You can just kind of stir in the droppings and it works out. You also need something for them to have their feed in. We've landed on this kind of feeder. It keeps them from getting into the feed and scratching it out. It also keeps them from pooping in the feed as much. That's still going to be an issue, so you got to clean it out periodically. The other thing you're going to need with chicks is some way to give them water. When they're in the brooder, we use this kind of water. For about the first week, we'll use this 1 quart size, and then when we move them outside, we'll give them a gallon size water. The last thing that we add to our brooder is kind of extra. We try to give them grit and some sort of greens from day one. So the grit that we use is just sand from our creek. We'll make it coarser as they get larger, but for now, they use it as their little rooster teeth, and they like to dust bathe in it. And you can see they've kind of decimated the grass that my kids have put in there. We'll put fresh stuff in every day. The chicks will live in this brooder for 6 to 8 weeks. You want them fully feathered out before you put them outside without supplemental heat. We have a list that includes all of the stuff that we use in the description that you guys are welcome to check out if you want to try brooding some of your own chicks. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more content about chickens, click here, and if you want to watch more homestead videos, subscribe.